Little technical issue there, ladies and gentlemen.
Just in
Excuse
time, we're green.
us. We are green. Steve Reshape,
Perfect
Fudado, Mitch Campbell up beside Fudado immediately. Look at that, Carter. And Campbell looks for the inside once again. Outside, a little bit of contact with Fudado.
Oh,
Again,
my goodness.
a little bit of biff and buds. That's Mitch Campbell out there as well. In the Porsche.
We knew it was going to go off on turn one, didn't we? We just knew it.
We just knew it. Asrnz made big gains there. Third position for Asrnz after turn 3. In turn 4, he's got Fudado behind. He's got Moss, Carter, Vaughan, Martin McDonald, Vic Tan, Steve Melling. Look at that. And Reese away.
A couple of stragglers down the back. Lucas Sarr and Steve Wilton must have been involved in some kind of incident, Davo.
So who was that?
Lucas Sarr and Steve Wilton at the back of the pack. Yep. Yeah, well off the back of the field. So obviously caught up. It wasn't a 100% clean lap. So very clean though. Less than 100% is okay here at Barcelona. You can, you can run about 80% of clean laps here, and I reckon most people would take it. To be fair,
Asrnz wide there. Let's Fudado through.
Reese and Campbell are gapping.
Now Fudado actually was copping heat from Carter only a few corners back, so I'm surprised. Like Asrnz, the slightest mistakes there. Fudado takes advantage. Carter will be next in line. He's got Jordan Moss, like I said, and Vaughan Martin to deal with as well.
Asrnz going the early stop here, I reckon.
There you go.
I reckon he's learnt from race 1. Clean air is what the KTM wants here to make its best lap time. Clean air is going to get it done for Stu.
So Asrnz in the pits immediately. Reese away. Mitch Campbell in second. We saw him lightning fast in race 2, Rusty. At the end, back end of the race. Fudado in third now after a bit of a hip and shoulder in lap in T1.
Well, I just want you to pay attention here, guys, to the gap between the top 3 runners. They're all looking at about 1.2, 1.3 to the gap behind. These guys are going to just go into hot lap mode here, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Fudado, for Carter, for Moss to keep up, I think, at this point, because they're just going to go into hot lap mode. They're gapping already on lap 2. So, yeah.
Yeah. And
this is what good drivers do. Obviously, I'm not a good driver, so when I get in front, I tend to be more nervous when I'm in front than when I'm chasing someone.
Yeah.
So these guys are obviously much better, and when they get in front, they're like, okay, now's the time. Put the foot down. Take every 10th out of every corner that you can possibly get, because if you can make a gap now, you buy yourself some time and then you're safe.
And you can see that all the way back to Chan, actually, and even Kenny Simpson. So it's pretty well that top 10. They've all got a fairly equal gap between them. As we just see Rivers drop a position there.
Carter up into P4, Davo. We know Carter's got the pace after race 1, but he found too much traffic, I think, in race 1. That's what really hurt John Carter. So this time, he's got a little clean air. He's got Moss behind him. Moss isn't going to be overly aggressive. We know that. He's just got to try and latch onto the back of Fudado here, use that Audi straight line speed down the straight, and just try to hang on for the rest of the lap.
Oh,
he'll be okay. He'll be in the
fight. Vic Tan, I think it is, in the pits there too, Rusty.
Vic, early stopping. Okay, that's interesting. He is indeed getting it out of the way in the Porsche. Again, a nice little tip of the hat to Vic Stappen. He volunteered last week, I think, in jest, tongue in cheek. Oh, maybe I'll take the Porsche next week, and we all kind of held him to it.
Everyone scoffed.
Said, okay. Yeah, all right, if that's what you want to do. And he did, and to his credit, he's out there, he's fighting it. But hey, like I said, the other guys are going to have to take a shitty car one round
eventually,
as well.
That's right.
They will, yeah. And Vic, and the smart thing for Vic is if they take it on the same round, well, he's going to be, on his own on that round, isn't he?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Oh, he's under pressure here. Kingy's getting past him. Oh, that Porsche doesn't look like it holds well through the fast turns, Davo, which is not something you'd normally say about a Porsche.
No, definitely not. And Mikey making life difficult there for
Very
Vic.
difficult.
And again,
good on him.
And just look at the pace of King in the Audi.
He
All
looks hungry,
over
doesn't
the
he?
back of the Porsche there. Who's
He's
that
got an
tucked in
angry
behind?
Enright. That's an angry Enright behind
That's
him
Enright
in
back.
tow.
Yeah, okay. So Enright must have got mixed up in that
There's a little front
lap one
end
stuff.
damage on the Enright car as well. I wonder if we look at the back of King's car, does that have damage on it?
Well, I don't know whether Enright got tangled up in that lap one stuff. So with Saar and Wilton
yes,
maybe.
I think
so
you're right. Yes,
yeah. So yeah, look, Vic, the master, Vic Stappen, and back.
Oh, we love him.
Down in 14th position, working hard in the Porsche.
Just looking at the top of the field again, Davo, keeping an eye on the battle out front. We know Reese is starting to extend now over Campbell. Last lap was a 44.8, the fastest lap of the race by Steve Reese. Mitch Campbell in second, a 45.2, Davo. So 4/10 off that last lap. Reese is now looking to try and break any kind of drag advantage here. Just get out of eyesight basically of P2. Try and break their spirits in the first 5 laps so you don't have to race them in the last couple, right? Campbell's not going to let it go though.
Well, Campbell, like we mentioned, super fast at the back end of race 1.
Yeah.
And
he was in the fight for P2, P1. He was with the top 2, but he just had that 7 or 8 second pit stop disadvantage that he took. We don't know if he ends up on the podium. We can ask him what happened in race 1. I suspect it was a damage repair or something like that was unchecked. But we know he had top 3 pace in race 1. He's just got to stay out of traffic and keep in the fight.
So Mikey King still working over the back of Vic Chan here, and this is an ongoing. These are the two closest cars on track at the moment here, Rusty. So Mikey making life very difficult for Vic at the moment.
He is really all over him. He's hounding. Mikey King, incidentally, is very quick. A quick little shout out just for a second, Davo, during this race. The Asrnz Masters Series, Mikey King did the shakedown round with us and was fighting for top 3s all night. So in the older cars, the older generation cars, the 70s stuff, Mikey King is a bit of a superstar. So don't sleep on Mikey.
Nice stuff. Geordie Moss, Neville Shields, both in the pits there, Rusty.
Yeah, it's going to be critical here for Moss. He's in that kind of P4 to P6 battle currently. Generally does good pit stops, just keeping an eye on him now. 5 seconds on the jack, on the jack's regulation, back out in 37 seconds.
Yeah, perfect
equal
stuff.
Best for the night. Yep,
nice
that's the best you can do.
I just wonder whether Campbell's pushed his tyres a little bit hard. It looks like Fodado's making a gain on him, or it looks like Vic's, should I say, Mitchy's come back to him because Reese is further in front now. So yeah, Mitchy.
Yeah, the last time around, Mitch lost a second to Reese. So Reese's last lap was a 44.8. Campbell's was a 45.8. So Reese is definitely, we know he's comfortable in that kind of clear air position out in front. So it's just hot laps now for Reese.
Yeah, and Fodado on a 45.0 last lap as well. So
he might be looking for an opportunity here.
That's 0.8 of a second, and you can clearly see it visually there now.
Well, what's interesting is Fodado knows that he has the pace to run exactly with Steve Reese because those two guys were so tight for P1 and P2 in race 1, Davo. So Fodado, right about now, I suspect, is thinking Campbell might be holding me up a little bit. I've got to try and find a way past. Do I wait for him to pit? That kind of thing would be going through his head because he knows he's got the pace to run with Reese, although Reese is doing... Maybe there were some setup tweaks in between the races, Davo.
Quite possibly. Carter...
He's doing incredibly well.
Carter is clearly in shot still, in camera shot as well, so very, very close there. And that is Vaughan Martin tucked in behind there, so...
This is a big night for John Carter in the Pro-Am battle, Davo. Is he a Pro-Am or is he a Pro? I think he's a Pro, actually, John Carter.
I think he's pro.
I think he's pro. But Vaughan Martin, Steve Melling currently running P5 and P6. That is huge for the Pro-Am Championship. Those two guys are usually around the top of the Pro-Am standings. along with Lucas, who's not having a good night. He didn't have a good night in round 1. He was taking the Porker. He was doing the Vic Chan on that night, and he had some unfortunate results. Although last round,
well, no
Lucas
surprise.
was really quick. Lucas was really quick. He had an incident in the pit lane, but he was running kind of top 5 pace last week. And that just goes to show the variety of this league, this Race of Champions. From one week to the next, people have different strengths and different cars at different tracks, different driving styles at different tracks, different cars. There are so many variables that it throws up a lot of random results. So, hey, if you're just watching this for the first time you've tuned in, you've Googled up, sim racing in Australia or New Zealand, well, it's not too late. Sign up. Get involved. Enjoy yourself.
Get involved. Definitely. This is only round 3 of 8. Different car each week. Race of Champions. Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions, mind you. It does. And of course, it's proudly sponsored by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment. So get on board and hit the like and subscribe button while you're at it. And join us for more heaps of good racing to come, not only at Asrnz, but
Fododo's starting to put a little bit of heat on Mitch Campbell, Davo. Really sliced that down. It was well over a second about 2 laps ago. I just wondered whether Mitch might have
just burned his tyres a little bit on that initial push to stay in touch with Reese. And he looks like he's suffering now because Fododo's all over the back of him now.
And it's not often we get to say that Fododo's got better tyres than the guys around him, is it? It's not a thing we commonly come across.
But driving the Maserati super straight and clean though tonight. It's very, very un-Fododo-like, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a beast, the Maserati. It is quick everywhere. I guess it feels a little bit like the new Ferrari in the GT3 category, if you're out there watching and you're familiar with that. It feels a little bit like that. It's just a little bit nastier, a little bit more raw. So
Fododo in the pits. I think
it is definitely quick.
I reckon Fododo thought he's getting held up there as he ranged up on Campbell there. He's come into the pits there. Rusty.
It's going to be critical, this stop, but we know these guys do 5-second stops. I'd be surprised, actually, if Fododo does anything other than a 5-second stop, because all these guys have been nailing their pit stops all season.
Well, all the top boys have, without a doubt.
5 seconds on the jacks,
look at
there
that.
you go.
Look at that.
Yep. Regulation stuff.
Like clockwork.
Yeah. I admire that because I'm someone that often overshoots the pit box or does something silly like that, smashes it on pit entry. So, I admire these guys that take the time and really nail those entries and exits. And those. It's a process. Pitting is a process. Well, it's not a feel thing. It's not, it's not fun. You have to functionally remember, the muscle memory that hit it here and press go there. And,
it's all about practice again, isn't it? It's a part of the race prep, isn't it?
Yeah.
And practicing all facets of it, not only the racing and going fast bit, but hitting those marks. So, look, I do too admire those guys. I'm usually very ill-prepared when I come into a pit stop.
I think it's just because we're Australians, Dave, and we're like, someone will take care of it for me,
Oh, shit.
Someone will take care of it.
I haven't clicked that button yet. I'm going to hit that one.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was enjoying the battle too much. I forgot about tyres and fuel and shit,
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it definitely does. Cameras on. Lucas Brad Robinson, a battle there going on at the moment. Brad Robinson in one of the KTMs, I think it is, yes.
Yeah, carrying a little bit of damage on the front too, which is the worst place to get damage on a KTM. It's all in the front. It's all in the grip in that car. So he won't be having much fun behind the Lamborghini here.
He'll be suffering, definitely.
Yes, he will.
Lucas doesn't look like he's under a lot of pressure with that KTM behind him, but the two closest cars on track at this point, so those guys going at it.
Yeah, we're in that mid part of the race now where you tend to, Steve Wilton actually has got a stop-go 10.
Oh, look out.
And Mitch, is that for track cuts?
And Mitch Campbell in the pits too, just quietly.
Mitch Campbell in the pits.
So that's a critical stop there.
Yeah, this part of the race, Dave, you tend to break the race into 3 parts, I find.
Well, we're at 15 minutes now. We're halfway.
Exactly. So the first, you break it into the first part of the race, the middle part of the race, and the last part of the race. The first part of the race is 1, surviving, and 2, capitalizing on other people who don't survive. The second part of the race is about consolidation, I find, and you're just trying to find your position and hold it and prepare yourself for the last part of the race, and that's when you attack if you can or defend if you have to. So we're now in that phase of the race where people are finding what their ultimate pace is, looking at those who are around them, thinking about pit stops and where they might come out, and just this is the thinking part of the race, right?
And I bet that there's plenty of thinking going on, like whether you press that button or not, just before you come as we just focus
100%.
on John Carter.
What a night John Carter's having.
He's having a cracker. He's definitely having a great night as he rolls around for one more lap. Just 14 minutes remaining in this race. Plenty to go. We've still got, I think, the top 5 cars, yes, top 5 cars yet to pit.
How about Kenny Simpson running P5 at the moment, Davo, in the AM class?
Well, where did that come from? I don't know. Carter very wide, uses all of the ripple strip and some on the outside as he goes into 1. That's Vaughan Martin still right behind him, so he'll be mindful of that. Melling in 4th, and Kenny Simpson, like you just mentioned, Rusty, in the Audi in 5th position. They're doing an awesome job, actually, Kenny.
Kenny's doing a great job. Kenny's also very quick. A quick shout out, Matchfit Entertainment broadcasting hardcore racing, Davo. RF2 V8 Trans Ams. I did one of the shakedowns with these guys, and that was enough for me. And I said, yeah, no, these cars aren't my style. Big, heavy, hard to pull up, can't turn them. Look, if you can deal with the fact that you can't stop them and can't turn them, they're actually a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun. And Kenny,
Saturday nights.
Yeah, Kenny very quick.
Kenny goes very good in this car. So I have to think that's part of his DNA. It's part of his makeup. He must be a very patient man to be very quick at those. Good on him. He's a star.
I think you need to be, and plenty of practice. Once again, I think really makes a difference there. So yeah, get involved in that.
Absolutely.
Hardcore online gaming.
Saturday night, 7. You've also got ESO. Matchfit's a part of the ESO family, broadcasting the big endurance events once a month. Got that going on. Rain Light Racing. Crossy.
Yes, Crossy and Gunther and the boys over at Rain Light.
Yep.
I think they're
running your Monday night ACC action.
Series 6 fires up in, I don't know, next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
Sometime in June, so not too far away. When's that? June starts tomorrow.
June starts tomorrow. There you go.
Yeah, not too far
So you got
away.
that going on. So plenty going on.
Plenty going on. As we see Steve Melling in the pit lane there, Rusty.
Yeah, Melling fighting for that pro-am leader. Vaughan Martin is doing a very good job at the moment, though. I think it's going to be difficult for anyone to get on top of Vaughnie here if he keeps it together here for the last phase of this race, phase 3.
Carter will want to nail his pit stop. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
because Vaughan's been right there.
Vaughan's race isn't with Carter, though. I'm thinking more in the Pro-Am standings, and I'm looking at his competitors, and we're talking about Steve Melling, Aaron Enright, these Lucas Saar. These are you guys fighting for the Pro-Am Championship. Vaughan, if he can stick this, he'll probably finish about 6th or 7th. He will make a bag of points tonight on his competitors, Davo. So that's always got to be in your mind when you're one of the lower class drivers, Pro-Am.
Playing that long game.
Yep. And think about who your competitors are, like who are you racing tonight? That's really all you need to worry about. Everyone else is doing their own race. You just worry about yours.
Let's have the cameras focus on Jordan Moss, the consummate professional. He is the epitome of just
gets it done, doesn't he?
Minding your own business and knowing where your fight is, isn't he? It's just
he's a literal ghost on track. You never notice him there.
Yeah, currently running in 7th, but one of the pit stopped cars. So how many we got now? 4 yet to pit. Obviously the leader
Yeah,
Stephen
Reese's times are still a 45.5.
Yeah, super
last
quick.
lap.
So these
Still
guys,
very quick.
well, look, in reality, these guys really don't need to pit. They'd run on the tyre anyway. But yeah, John Carter.
Carter's going to be well in the fight for that kind of P4 to
Vaughan
P6
Martin,
battle.
And who's in the pits there now? Oh, that's Kenny Simpson actually just rolling in. Sorry.
Kenny rolling in, yep. Kenny fighting in the AM battle, obviously. So his big, contenders. You're looking at Nev Shields, who's been very quick tonight in patches. You're also looking at Phil Turner, who's away tonight, Davo. Phil Turner's on date night watching Mad Max.
Oh,
and I just want to give a little credit to Phil, because if it is a date night, he he's still got to watch Mad Max.
He's nailed it with Mad Max, hasn't he?
And what a boss move that is.
Totally.
There was no rom-com or anything for Phil. He was like, all right, I'll do date night, but we're going to watch Killing.
We're going to go to the pub first.
Yeah, have a schnitty.
That's right.
We'll have a schnitty and chips and then watch Mad Max. Yeah.
Enright battle on Chan now, and I think it was Neville. Oh no, was it Mikey King on Brad Robinson? But I think Robinson's passed now. So
he is indeed, yeah.
So yeah, Enright still attacking the back. Now
look, he's going around again. He's going to push it all the way to the end, isn't he?
Rick's had some work on his hands the whole race back down here.
He's been busy. He's been
trying to hold out that 10th position he qualified in. And now he's got Enright all over his case. And he's going to have to fight right to the end.
Well, but this is what Vicky wanted, to be fair. Like, this is what he asked for. He wanted battles. He said he was so jealous watching everyone have battles. Well, I don't know how jealous he's going to feel after a night in the Porsche, Davo, to be honest.
He has worked hard tonight.
I'd feel hard done by it if I was in that thing all night.
Yeah.
But he has for the content, Davo. That's the thing we love about Vic. For the stream, for the audience, he's very loose here.
Look no, it's perfect. See the way it switched back there.
Oh, my goodness.
It's still sideways.
Enright's going to have a big look at the end of the straight here on this thing.
Look at the house.
Oh, look how stronger it is through the turn on the exit.
It looked like Enright could have put that car anywhere, and Vic just was just hanging on to the Porsche. But look at this. Look at this.
Look, it's getting away from him.
Look at the punch in a straight line there out of that thing. It is the long tail Porsche. Notice that? So
yeah, it does look like something. It looks like a Dado from the 70s to me from the back.
It's the long tail version, so it'll be quick in a straight line. It's the Le Mans version.
It's bloody awful.
So great.
What an annoyance down the straight line, though.
What a great battle going on there. Look, I think the back of the car sticks out further than the wing does, actually, on that thing.
Look how strong the Lambo is through this sector, but he just can't get past him. He just cannot get past.
Enright's, that car does have damage, though.
It does,
Enright's car, so...
It is limping.
He's doing a pretty good job of limping.
Just looking at the battle for P1 at the moment, Davo, I've got to put this out there, that I think Campbell is doing quite well at the moment. He's 30 seconds on Carter. He's 30 seconds off the lead of Steve Rees.
Yeah, well, Carter's...
So, no, he's
Carter
45 seconds.
Yeah,
that's right. He's 45 seconds off the lead of Steve Rees. And we believe it's a 38-second pit stop from, line to line if you nail it. Yep. So I suspect that Mitchie is going to find himself right up in that P2 position. I think he's going to be pretty well looked after at this point. So I think Rees has just been extending every single lap here. It seems like he's putting half a second on Carter. Last lap, half a second on the lap before. Rees is doing really well. It's going to be a challenge for anyone to catch him here, I think, at this point.
Well, he did really. Once with a little bit of fisticuffs going on in the background, he really did take off in the opening laps, didn't he? And really did make some ground on those boys. Campbell with the only sort of real threat, wasn't it, for a few laps there? But then Campbell falling back into the clutches of Fodado.
Well, no, actually, Campbell's got past Fodado because Fodado was P2, so Campbell's actually got past him.
Yep, Carter in the pits. So this is one of the critical stops here to see where Carter comes out on Campbell and Fodado here.
Campbell and Fodado are definitely past. I think Moss gets past too. I think he might be around the Arrowsmith-Vaughan Martin battle in 6th and 7th at the moment, but let's see where he pops out. Let's see what the pit stop's like. Let's hit the jacks. Six seconds, so pretty good.
To come out with...
It's an A- on the jacks.
To come out in front of Arrowsmith.
Arrowsmith, yep. Arrowsmith just coming over the start-finish line now.
Oh, so Mossy got him.
Mossy did get past.
Yep. So Carter back out in 5th.
Well done, John Carter.
A little over 4 minutes to go. Good stop. And as much as you say it wasn't his fight, I think Vaughan Martin's stop will be critical as well.
Rees has pitted and he's back out having cleared his pit stop, and he finds himself 4 seconds ahead of Mitch Campbell running in P2. Shane Fodado another 4 seconds behind in P3, followed 5 seconds later by Jordan Moss running in P4. 3 seconds behind is John Carter in 5th. 4 seconds behind is Stu Arrowsmith in 6th. 3 seconds behind Vaughan Martin in 7th. 5
close.
Seconds behind. It's stretched out. Guys have found their pace.
Yep. But very equal gaps, isn't there, between those cars? You know, like it's 3 seconds, it's 4 seconds, it's three. You know, like it.
Doesn't mean it's over. Enright is still bothering Vic Chan here for P9. He's all over him.
So Enright,
he'd be sick at the back of that Porsche.
Oh, wouldn't he? And look, he'd know that the Lambo without any damage would easily eat that thing.
Yep.
But it's just a little bit wounded at the moment, so he really doesn't have the full complement at his disposal as they go around again up to this really technical back end of the track here, complex up over the top of the hill and then drop back down into this dicky little chicane they do before
it really is a dicky chicane.
Oh, it's awful. I hate it.
Yeah.
The original track is way better.
Yes, it is. But apparently they thought it wasn't safe enough. Well, it's like, well, why get out there and drive in the first place then if it's not safe? It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be fast.
Build the runoff bigger.
Yeah. It's so much better when you don't have that dinky chicane in. We should rename it the Dinky Chicane at Barcelona. What is dinky? Don't worry about it, mate. It's no good.
A very awkward little series of corners, that whole little complex there. And then it makes it's even with the original version, the pit entry would be pretty scary as well because you've got to get off and get inside there. So.
Oh, indeed.
But yeah, tricky stuff. That's what the boys are going to deal with.
90 seconds to go, Dave. I'm looking at Steve Rees. He's holding a comfortable 3.5 second gap back to Mitch Campbell, but a great race from Mitch Campbell, right? Back up into the top 3. So
absolutely.
And
look at him. He's right there. He's
chasing. He's not giving up. He's throwing that thing around.
Fodado right there as well.
Last lap of the race.
And Geordie Moss really close as well. So, yeah, tidy stuff from all these boys up the pointy end there. We've got Arrowsmith, Vaughan Martin and McDonald in 7th, Stephen Belling in 8th, Vic Chan in 9th, still fending off a hungry Aaron Enright. That could still happen before the end of this race. These guys are not yet to come across the start-finish line, and then they will do one more lap. So that fight is on. That is Brad Robinson actually
just catching in.
Ranging up on the back of that as well.
Battles cost you so much here at Barcelona, Davo. So every corner these two guys are fighting and defending. Brad's getting closer. He'll be looking to cash in.
Very wide goes Enright into one. He's looking for that run, and they need the timing. He needs the run right at the right time. The Porsche seems to have so much punch in a straight line here. So run up the hill, up towards the bridge.
The Lambo's so strong through this little section, but it just can't get past the Porsche.
And the KTM looming ever so closely towards the end.
It's a lot of defending going on here. Because Vic knows if Vic knows if he's in front at the last turn, the Lambo can't get him.
There's no way.
So all he has to do is keep him behind for the rest of the lap. But that Lambo looks so strong everywhere else.
Yeah. Look at how close.
Look how Brad's sizing up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not far off now, is he?
So
Steve Rees has finished the race, ladies and gentlemen.
Mitchie Campbell in second. Shane Frodo in third. Jordan Moss, the boss, in the 777 Maserati for fourth. Stu Arrowsmith in fifth. Nice work, Stu.
We've got John Carter in the chat. I think a disconnect for John Carter, Davo.
Vaughan Martin in sixth.
Oh, that's terrible, John.
John McDonnell in seventh. We've got Enright off track. Hang on. Hold the phone, everyone. Let's get a replay on that.
Oh, no.
Brad Robinson gets up on behind this. Enright ends up being sandwiched between them. We've got it on replay here now. Enright just has to get out of it, not to hit Chan. Robinson down the inside. No.
Oh, no.
And Enright around. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
Oh, commiserations, John, in the chat. John Carter was having such a strong race, Davo.
Wow.
But unfortunately, a DC. Oh, bad luck. Steve Rees, ladies and gentlemen, taking out the win. Shane Fodderdo coming in P3. Mitch Campbell in P2. Should we transition to the hot box?
Let's do the transition.
Shano. Hello, Shano.
Hey there, mate.
Hey, gotcha.
Hey, how are you?
Good, mate, good. That was an interesting race. Not as action-packed as the first one, but I felt like you guys did a lot of your lap time trading battles early in the piece. Is that right?
Yeah, just my tire pressures are a little higher in that one.
Right.
Yeah, and I was probably driving a bit angry because I got bloody dent wide on the first corner.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah, I was gonna give Mitchie a tune up, but I just watched the replay and the JC got into the back of him, so it's all good.
Sorry, we missed out then on the drama. We could have carried that for a whole week. That drama, but they've already sorted it out. Damn it!
Yeah, nice work, nice work.
I was just watching it then before I said anything.
Well, you got your facts right.
Great to watch, mate.
That's all good. Yeah, it was fun race. Yeah, didn't have anything. And that one had a bad pit stop, and then for some reason my pace just dropped off quite quickly. So yeah, had nothing for Mitchie in that one.
Okay. Well, it was a good night, though. I mean, you can't sniff at a P1 and a P3 out of 2. That's pretty good going, mate. So,
yeah, pretty happy with that. Yep.
Yeah, it puts you right, keeps you right up in the championship fight. So, well done, mate. And Vic had a bad night in that Porsche. he didn't have a great time. I think it was about P10, P11. So, but you're going to have to take it at some point, aren't you? Like one of the bad ones. So,
yeah,
where are you going to do it?
Yeah, well, I'm just using all the good cars first, and then I did the
Just see
I'll
what
just,
you end up with.
Okay.
yeah, that's
So
right. Yeah.
we know what to expect in the last round. Yeah.
So it might be the last
Fantastic.
round,
Oh, that'll be interesting.
but you might find that lots of people can do the same. So there might be a bit of a Porsche battle.
Could be a Porsche Cup.
Too true.
See what happens. Great
Yeah.
night, mate. Great driving. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, mate. Catch you later.
Alrighty. Let's bring down Mitchy Campbell. Welcome back to the Hotbox, mate.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man. I'm just glad that this is 4 races now, back to back. That no dropouts, no random weirdness happening. And look at you back in the Hotbox, mate. I knew it wouldn't take you long.
I repositioned the router. It was kind of like on the floor, like laying down, and I was just like, I'll whack it up, and it seems to maybe have like sorted it. Like every now and then I get like the smallest little like flicker, if you will, but other than
There
that,
you
it
go.
seemed pretty steady.
So it was about garage setup, not about car setup. Yeah, that's great.
It's a feng shui of the whole
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Something in the workshop had to be corrected, and it's been corrected.
And it's proven, yeah, two consecutive races, like you said, I've tailed up. So
Fingers
touch wood.
crossed. Yep. Nice
Fingers
work.
crossed. Sounds like it's sorted. On track,
Yeah.
you must have been happy tonight. Pretty exciting in race 1. You did make it 4 wide at one point, I think, into turn 1. So
I mean, yeah,
it was good
I had
action.
no idea I had no idea what was to the left of me, but I mean, I got a good run on Shane, and I think
Yeah.
Shane then started to squeeze me, or if I couldn't see what was to the left of him. So then
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, lad,
There was a lot going on.
We all
Well, you must have had
break, I think, at the same time.
yeah. You must have had a fair idea because like you were far right. It must have been a
Well,
bulk guys on
I
your
knew
left.
there was- I knew
It's
there
pretty
was
good to
Shane,
look.
There was
but,
bodies there.
It was
yeah.
great to watch, I'll tell you.
but then we all came through somehow unscathed, and I just pinned it, and kept it straight, and
Yeah.
then made a mistake in the pits, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about, because you did lose
Yep.
about 7 or 8 seconds to the pack
I
that you were
was-
fighting with. So what happened?
I think it was the car. It didn't actually switch off. It sounded like it was off, but I don't think it was. I hadn't hit the ignition button, or I've hit it, but also then hit it too quickly, and it hasn't actually cut the car off.
No.
So I was just sitting there going, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, am I in the box? Am I?
Yeah, should be out now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then anyway, the boys got away, and that was P3
Yep.
gone. But
Yep.
Well, pretty good when you
and
can
kind
make a
of-
mistake like that and still get on the podium. So that must be encouraging. The pace is back, you're back, and you're going to make a dent in this championship, I think, this year.
I've got a couple. I'm away towards the end of it, so it's not going to be. I'm not. Yeah, I got a couple rounds where I'll be away. So.
Oh no,
yeah,
you'll
it's just a bit
disrupt it.
up there.
You'll disrupt it for people, and that's just
Oh.
as good. So
Absolutely, and Shane I know is up there, so I I saw him pits. I was like, you know what, I'm covering that. So did that, and, tapped him, and which I was surprised because I know he's quick in that car. So I thought we were going to be pretty close, and he just wasn't able to grab me. I just managed to hold out. So bit of a tough, tricky car to drive, but once you kind of understand the quirks, it can be quite rewarding. So no, I wasn't expecting to be on the podium, but I'll take it.
Stellar job.
great work, mate.
Yeah.
Well done. Great driving, and good to see you back in the
cheers,
hot
boys.
box, mate. Well done.
Hopefully do it again next week.
Good on you,
See.
Mitch. Awesome stuff.
Alrighty, P1.
Hey,
Not a bad night tonight, Steve-O. How did that feel?
yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, it was good.
So
few
now
little-
talk me through. I'm of the opinion that you must have done some setup tweaks in between races. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk me through the changes.
We know.
What did you do? What was different from race 1 to race 2?
I was struggling a lot in race 1 with just the front end all throughout the corner. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I rethought a few little things, and it worked.
Okay.
And yeah, comfort means confidence.
Yeah, for sure. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, when you stop thinking about how to drive the car, you just drive it, and then you think about doing laps, right?
Yeah.
So what changes? What a bit of suspension changes at the front end?
Yeah,
Tempo?
suspension at the front end. I had tried to stop the turn in oversteer with the front suspension a little bit, and I don't think that worked out too much. So I reset a bit of that and just attacked it with a bit of toe, some bars, and diff. So it definitely worked better.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. A good, good healthy pace, setting faster slaps for most of the race, mind you. Finished 3 to 4 seconds ahead of the competitors, and a good round.
Doesn't hurt, for sure.
Absolutely, mate. So well done. I think that's going to find you well back on top of the championship with Shane Fodderdo in tow. So game on again. It seems to be close every week between you guys. So it's a really interesting championship that's looming now. So thanks so
can't
much.
wait for the next one.
Good on you, mate. Great
Cheers,
drive.
guys.
We'll be talking again soon, I'm sure of it. So.
Thanks, Steve.
Hopefully.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Yeah. Steve Reed, everyone.
There you go.
Rusty.
Good winner. Good racing tonight. Barcelona, it has a habit of throwing it up. The differences from race 1 to race 2, I think that's something that we've seen throughout the season, isn't it, Davo? That race 1 seems to be a little bit more of the Wild West. And the guys get their head around it, and then race 2 seems to be a little bit more. Everyone knows where their pace is, and they've got their setups worked out.
That's right. They've sort of found their feet, and
that's it.
Yeah, they go into the second race with a different mindset, and quite often a little bit of a tweak to the setup as well.
Totally.
So as we just heard from Steve there, so cracking work from Steve Reese tonight. Some awesome battles going all the way through the pack there. Rusty, great call, my friend. That was only round 3 out of 8. We're off to Hungaroring next.
Oh, I love or hate Davo. We've played this game before.
It's one of those tracks.
Which side do you follow? I love Hungaroring.
I like it.
You do? Oh, that's good. The only thing with Hungaroring is half an hour around there feels like a workout because it's you're always turning.
Yeah.
Like this, you're never not turning. Even on the straights, you're turning pretty much. So it's a workout of a track. So
yeah, it's like going to the gym. It's going to go to the gym.
It really is, but, especially when you get to our age.
For sure.
Getting out of bed feels like going to the gym now.
Well, I tell you what, I reckon a few of those boys up the pointy end there, or even throughout the field there, actually some really good battles going on. So I think there's some sweaty guys, after some really hardcore racing there tonight, mate. So,
totally.
Yeah, most enjoyable. Great to call it again, as usual with you. You guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. You have been watching Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions Series, sponsored by Race Command and MatchFit Entertainment. We're going to wrap it there. Good night, all. See you next week. Hungaroring.
Bye-bye.